Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good. Oh my goodness. Why do I look so colorful? My God. Hello, everyone. I think I made myself a little pinker than usual. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we ponder all kinds of things about Puerto Vallarta, about Mexico, about our state, Jalisco, and we bring all these things to the table by way of headlines and silly commentary. It's great to see you. Today is Friday, August 30th. It's the end of the week. It's the end of the month this weekend. And in a month, it's the end of the current administration for Puerto Vallarta, for Mexico, for many states in our country. Lots of changes are coming in the air. But as always, we have collected a few headlines that I'm happy to share with you today. And as always, I welcome you to share relevant comments with a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and share your comments with a capital letter N if you are watching the broadcast live for the first time and you would like a little welcome to the cluster. Let's see. Let me actually... Okay, that was much needed. Let us jump into the news. I have a couple of interesting things that I want to share with you. For starters, President López Obrador has announced that his final State of the Union address will take place this Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning. This will be delivered from the Zócalo in Mexico City, and it will be broadcast by all Mexican network channels. He is well known for long speeches, and this being his final one will most likely not be an exception, although President López Obrador has also said that he's saving the big farewell celebration for the Mexican independence celebration that will take place on September 15. Of course, September 15 will just be a big fiesta, whereas the State of the Union address will probably highlight all his accomplishments during the current administration. And here in Puerto Vallarta, interim mayor Pepe Martínez will deliver the third and final address of the current administration on September 10th. Of course, September 30th will be his final day as mayor, and Mayor-elect Luis Munguia will take over on October 1st, and that is just a month away. And I'm halfway excited, halfway intrigued, halfway worried about what's coming. We all have many good hopes for the new mayor and the new party that is going to be overseeing the well-being of our city. There's a lot of challenges ahead, and our third headline has to do with one increasing problem: homelessness. Visitors and locals are reacting adversely to a group of at least 9 homeless people that have taken over the base of Los Muertos Pier. And this situation highlights the increasing challenge our city has in dealing with homeless people. Unfortunately, addressing this very complex issue is in the hands of the local government, and it's undeniable that the lack of adequate public policy measures has made the issue more noticeable by all. Again, at the end of the current administration and the beginning of the next one, some projects will be handled with certain continuity, but others, such as this challenge and many others, we have to have a wait and see position just to see what is going to happen. Moving right along, let us take a quick look at our weather forecast. Snarky Weather says, I can think of much better ways to waste $1 billion than another season of Rings of Power. Wow, that is snarky. I think that's a Lord of the Rings series. I don't watch it, so I don't know what this is about. But I can tell you that right now we are enjoying 29 degrees. Humidity is at 68%, and our weather forecast says that we are going to have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 47%, and then tomorrow, Saturday, thunderstorms throughout the day with an 81% chance of rain, a high of 31 and a low of 23. And then Sunday, we will have thunderstorms in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 83%, a high of 31 and a low of 23. It sounds like a perfect weekend to stay home and crochet or watch TV or whatever it is that you do at home. Now, do you remember when we announced that Puerto Vallarta is going to have its own basketball team? They are called the Iguanas. Well, they have now premiered their uniform and they are pink. I love it. Pink iguanas. I must confess, I know very little about basketball. In fact, I know nothing about basketball, but I will gladly go and watch them play for support. The Iguanas are expected to make their debut in Sinaloa next weekend, where they will compete against a local team. And they will have games here in Puerto Vallarta for the first time on September 13th and 14th. These will be exhibition games to showcase their talent and attract new fans. I say, let's go and do a cheer, but that's just me, you know. What else do we have? Oh, yes, this is good news. A popular travel guide, Lonely Planet, has singled out 2 local beaches among the 16 best beaches in Mexico. The local beaches that were mentioned in this article are Yelapa, and the other one is Caballo Beach, which is just north of Las Animas. I have been to both beaches, although I haven't been to Yelapa in several years, but Caballo Beach is absolutely beautiful. You can get to both beaches by boat, or you can get to Playa Caballos if you hike from Boca de Tomatlan south. You can hike all the way to Las Animas. Well, and on the way you would get to see Caballos Beach. They are both gorgeous beaches, highly recommended. Although the basic difference between one and the other is that the beach in Yelapa has amenities, as in you can eat and so forth and so on, whereas Caballo Beach is an undeveloped beach, which sometimes is nicer. And last but not least, oh dear, let's actually hold on. Let's talk for a moment about, and this is always a dicey topic. I'll be the first to think that there are places for young parents to bring their babies and other places where maybe not, like when I go to the movies I understand that young parents need to distract themselves, of course, but when I see a little baby who is clearly not even on the age of understanding what's going on the big screen, and the baby starts crying, one has to wonder, what is the baby doing there? But what do I know? I never want to complain about these things. But here's a challenging situation in which a grumpy priest in Mexico City kept making faces at a woman whose baby kept singing. Then the priest signaled the woman to leave the church. And the woman, she held her ground and she said, "You are kicking me out because my baby is singing?" Meanwhile, another person said something like, "The priest is God's representative, so you must respect him." And finally, the woman ended up saying, "Well, when you tell me that the house of the Lord is that babies are forbidden to enter the house of the Lord, I will gladly leave, but I'm not going to pay attention to your words. Even though you are the priest, I'm not going to leave with my child. I am going to enjoy Mass, whether you like it or not." So this is bad PR for the Catholic Church. This happened, of course, in the Basilica de Guadalupe in Mexico City, one of the most important churches in the country. So it's bad PR for for the church. What do you think? There are places where babies are, it makes sense for parents to be there with their babies, but then there are other places, not so much. I don't mean to shade young parents in any way, shape, or form, but you tell me what you think about all of that. And what do we have next? Let's see. Well, since we're talking about babies, let's have the pooping bunny. And the pooping bunny is not here. Where did it go? Okay, let's see what your comments are all about. Oh, Jim, it was so good that you joined us last night. Yesterday afternoon, well, it was afternoon actually. It was 4 o'clock, and I figured it's Thursday. It's Thursday. I'm going to check in on El Rey Lounge. So I went there with my two hooker friends, Brian and Chris. They're not hookers because of the reason you think. Brian is a crochet artist, so I respect him. I call him a hooker. Anyhow, I posted my status on Facebook, and Jim came out to join us for a glass of wine. That was absolutely lovely. Let's see what else we have. Lots of hellos from all over the place. Sherry, you are awesome. I am so glad that you had a good birthday. I hope you had a good birthday. And every time I say your name, my iPad thinks that I'm talking to her, because your name sounds like Siri, but I'm not talking to my iPad. I'm talking to you. Let's see what else we have. Many, many hellos. Speaking of the hooker himself, hello, Brian. Next time we go to Gay Thursday at El Rey, we should bring our latest crochet project and just sit there and make a statement. Let's see what else we have. Eric, I am sending you good vibes. I know you're a little bit under the weather, so everybody, good vibes at Eric. And Pat will join me for the pink iguanas. Isn't that funny? I don't know why they chose pink for their color. I have no problem with it. I think it's hysterical. And, the stadium is just down the street from here. So I totally think we should go and cheer for the iguanas. Take some photos, take some video, act like seasoned fans. I will watch a couple of YouTubes so that I can understand basketball, because I will have no idea what to look for. Let's see. Sitting on a grandstand, who can? We can. Team Iguana can. Go Iguanas. Oh my God, Dale's already thinking of porras and things. We should totally make, see, I'm banging on my desk and I'm making my webcam vibrate. We should totally go and cheer for the pink iguanas. Well, they're not the pink iguanas. Their uniform is pink. They're called the iguanas. Let's see. I know. Babies belong in church. Tomala, my God, what a priest. It's complicated, Let's see. Sue says we had a quiet room for parents and babies at our church. Eric says movies, no. Church, yes. Restaurants, yes. Bar, no. And the list goes on. Yeah, I hear you. Babies in church, perfectly okay, says Karen. And Mihal says the same thing that the mother said. The baby was singing, not crying. Any comments on the current federal judiciary strike, or have I missed commentary from you on that? I haven't addressed the strike. I have addressed the fact that the president is promising, not promising, he's proposing, thank you, modification on the judiciary system in which judges would be elected just as politicians are. And a number of judges are not so happy about this. So the judicial went on strike as a protest against this new measure. However, that's what's happening. I don't know what the latest is, but if it is important to you, Eric, and to anybody else, I'll be happy to dig in a little deeper on that. Did you enjoy the El Rey Lounge? Yes. How's the food? It is good. I've gone to eat there a couple of times. One was during the drag brunch, and the other one was just to check out the food. But I'll be the first person to admit that, I go to El Rey Lounge for my honorary glass of red wine. So it is a food destination without a doubt. I personally think of it as a sit and drink destination. But if I get hungry, it's comforting to know that there are some options there. Let's see. Baby crying on the entire airplane flight of 2 hours. See, that's tricky. It's like on the one hand, you want to be as understanding as you can. Oh dear. I don't know what to say about that. Let's see. I think basketball is all about touchdowns and home runs. Home runs. No, Brian. I think we have to do some research. I think there are no home runs on basketball. I think there's dunking involved. Well, I'll start doing some research. Let's see. Oh my God, Michael. Okay, last 2 days of service back on September 27th. So I hope I get to see you beforehand. If your last 2 days are, oh my God, now you've just given me a craving. If I can sneak out from my duties tomorrow afternoon, I will come by and say hello. And I look forward to seeing you then. Pum pum pum. Dunking and balls involved. Oh, I love it already. I will go where there's dunking and where there's balls. Oh, I'm going to enjoy basketball. I love it. Okay, speaking of basketball and balls and dunking, I just got really hungry all of a sudden. So it's time to shut down this adventure. It is a pleasure to see you, as always, and it is a pleasure to connect with you. You give me good ideas. You inspire me to try learning about new things, such as basketball. And I hope you have excellent weekend plans ahead for yourselves. Stay kind, stay happy, stay dry, stay cool, and stay in touch. I will see you tomorrow morning, as usual. Take care.